That's about 550 times longer than modern humans. So it's pretty safe to say that they have been successful against a variety of different threats, and this includes predators like sharks and crocodiles. Now, we attribute a lot of this success to a unique characteristic found across all turtle species, a bony shell. It's made up of two parts, one on the back and then one on the belly, and it acts like a shield, protecting and covering a lot of the turtle's important organs, muscles, and nerves. Its shield-like appearance would lead us to believe that it's going to act like a shield, yes, and it's going to be resilient against different forces. So imagine the force of a shark biting down on a turtle shell. But to really know and understand this, we have to look at material properties. Material properties will tell us how the shell will respond when you apply a load down onto it. And it includes factors like strength and resiliency. Now at this point, you might be wondering, how do you go about testing the strength of a shell? After all, the shell's not gonna get up, grab a set of dumbbells, and start curling them for you. What I do instead is grab very small samples of shell bone from turtles that have already died. So please don't worry, no turtles were harmed in the making of this project. And then I crush those samples. What that looks like is putting a sample between two plates and then slowly squeezing down on it. And by doing this at a constant rate and force, I'm able to measure how much energy they absorb, how much they deform, and how strong they are. Now, what I've seen so far across multiple turtle species is that even though the shell is very strong, it's also very flexible, more than we would have ever thought. Now, what this tells us is that it's well adapted for multiple different functions. So on one hand, it can be strong, like a coat of armor, and on the other, it can be very flexible when it needs to be. So to give you an example of this, sea turtles are constantly diving to great depths. The deeper the dive, the more pressure they're going to feel. So that's when flexibility is going to be important. And if you want to know what that would feel like, it's about 120 pounds of force weighing down on you every square inch. Now, hopefully I've convinced you that sea turtles and their shells are really remarkable, but unfortunately turtles are now facing new threats that they're not so well adapted for, including boat strikes. At high speeds, a boat colliding with a turtle can cause significant damage to the shell, and it can be fatal. I hope that by better understanding how the shell responds to force, we can then better understand how the shell will respond to a boat strike. From there, we can make more informed management decisions regarding boats and turtles so that they can stick around for another 100 million years. Thank you.